안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kelly. Sorry, I was just quickly checking that my microphone is on. So anyway, my name is Kelly. Welcome to my channel. I'm an honorary reporter and key influencer for Korean Cultural and Information Service. I think people will be tired of hearing this after a while, but it's important. It's important. So welcome. As usual, this is my sister and partner in crime. Yes. And welcome to the channel. Yeah. So today we are going to be reviewing a Korean drama, The Good Bad Mother. My favorite. Really? Yes, I loved it. I did. Though for me it started out a bit slow, but it was nice. It was nice. And as we do the review, you'll come to agree with us that it's a really nice drama to watch. Yes, a nice emotional. Very emotional. Yeah, that's the key word there. Emotional. Yeah. Emotional. We'll begin with the synopsis. Yes. So the drama is called The Good Bad Mother. So the synopsis is: Young-sun is a single mother and pig farmer who raised her son Kang-ho alone. Despite her love for him, her strict parenting caused Kang-ho to view her as a bad mother. As an adult, Kang-ho becomes a cold-hearted persecutor and kept his distance from his mother. However, an unexpected accident caused him to return to his hometown and start over with Young-sun. Young-sun is his mother. Kang-ho's childhood friend Mi-jo, known for her warm heart and strong sense of justice, also reconnected with him after his accident, leading to a transformative experience for her. Looking at The Good Bad Mother, like I said at the beginning, I think it started out a bit slow for me, and because at first I couldn't get why the mother was being mean to her son. I couldn't get it, because from the beginning we saw a woman who loved her husband, happy scene, and then of course there was the switch when the husband was betrayed, and then their pig farm got burned and all of that. Then we began to see another side of that woman. I feel like situation made her have to toughen up. She recognized that her lack of opportunities and the fact that she didn't have power and she didn't have money is what made people work on her, and the fact that her husband just died for nothing, basically, for land. He was just murdered for that. So she just decided that, while it's understandable, but why would she transfer that to her son? Why would she transfer that to her son? That was the question I asked. It was there in episode 1, episode 2, and then when the boy would have flashbacks, because he became traumatized as an adult. You would give him food, he will not be able to finish his food, and I was wondering why. It was when we now saw flashbacks, I saw that the mother would train him not to eat in a hurry, do things in a hurry. There was no sympathy or empathy. She loved her son. It wasn't that she did not love her son, but she didn't know how to show that love. Maybe she felt like, okay, so if I show him, it was more like tough love. Yes. If I show him too much, he'll get soft. Yes. Perhaps. And I believe every parent knows how to handle their child. I think she recognized pretty early that her son was soft, and he's the type of person that if he whines or complains about something, if you continue to pet him, it's okay, he will just. That's true. Yes, that's true, because by the time of course, he grew up to hate his mother, and then he
got the accident.
Yes, and then he moved away, became successful. I think everything she did was to build her son, tailor him towards getting the vengeance that she could not get.
Yeah.
That was why she trained him in school. Remember when his love interest, though they were still in school, she had the accident.
Yes, and that was crazy. Like, that scene was crazy.
Yeah.
His love interest had an accident, and he had an exam to write. And he left the exam and took the girl to the hospital. And his mom was angry about that. Was he supposed to leave her to die on the street and go and write his exams? I don't understand.
Yeah,
and the difference was just like maybe 6 months or 8 months before the next exam.
But she didn't train him to overlook important things. Important things
was
to her.
extreme.
Yes, because her husband was like that. Her husband was helping people. Her husband was kind. Her husband was always putting others before him, and then he ended up being killed. So she felt like, okay, so if my son will continue to be like his father, it's going to go down the same path. So when the boy grows up, and then he gets into that accident, and then he had to come back home to his mother. You know, he came back, and the doctor said he had relapsed
to the 6-year-old.
6-year-old, or just 7-year-old? His memory. So he began to see himself as, you know, when he was that age. Yeah. And the mother had the opportunity to come back into the life of her son and rewrite what she had done, her mistake. She had the opportunity to change her errors. The processes involved in doing those things. I think that by the time the boy came back, she began to see that the vengeance wasn't worth it. She did the revenge, whatever agenda wasn't worth it.
I think 2 things. First of all, I think that she began to realize that some of her methods were too extreme. I also think that she realized her mistakes. Like, she thought about it and saw that, okay, I was a bit too harsh with this child, you know. And the fact that she found out that she was terminal.
Yeah. That was a sad part.
She was quite worried, because first of all, seeing that your child had an accident, and the doctors are telling you that there's a strong possibility that child will never act like an adult anymore.
It will just be there. Yeah.
So she's thinking, if I die, who will take care of him? So how will I do this? How will I? And that is why she reinvoked that her tough love stuff back. Remember when she was telling him to walk, and he was like,
she had to throw him in the water. Yeah, she did. She threw him for several days. She was taking him down, putting him in the water, and he was almost drowning.
My man could walk.
In analyzing this series, I think we should look at the themes. For me, I think the theme of love would stand out for me. Love between the main character and his mother, between the main character and his love interest,
between the people in
the people around. The community, the oneness, them pulling together and actually helping this woman through her tough times. It wasn't easy at first to accept her. Of course, they fought, you know, the idea of bringing in a pig farm. But at the end of the day, we saw that communal love. If you look at Oteso's character, Oteso would have rightly allowed his daughter to marry this gentleman. He was the top of his class. He was outstanding in what he was doing.
But I think you've forgotten that from the very beginning, before the boy approached the daughter, Oteso was already aware of what he was trying to do. So at the point where he started dating Oteso's daughter, Oteso already knew that this boy is definitely coming to my daughter because of me, and he had already briefed the daughter, okay, we are going to date him, and at this particular point I'll tell you what to do. And then he filled the daughter's head up with lies,
of course,
and convinced her to poison the main character, which Kang-ho, that's his name. and which she did, which led to the accident.
Yeah.
So Oteso, he was like a step or two ahead of the boy. It's just that what he didn't expect was that the boy was keeping records. He recorded every
the boy was
step.
more ready than he would have thought. Look at how he hid so many evidence.
Yeah.
In his mother's house, behind the picture.
Yeah.
He hid the file. There was a file there, and that was the file that Oteso was looking for, because it had all his dirty deeds, everything he had ever done that was implicating. The boy had it. So, but the mom found it. She found so much, and she destroyed. And she told him, "I think we should stop here." Even when the boy began to get his feelings back in his legs, and he became well, he continued to pretend. Why do you think so? Do you think that was it for the sake of the mother, or?
I think because, there's a girl that died, if you can remember.
Yeah, that had a child.
Oteso's child.
Yes, that drowned.
Yes, and the lady was last seen with him because he was helping her escape. But Oteso and his men, they did it in such a way that
implicated him
to be like he killed them, put them in the boot of a car and pushed the car into the water.
Yes.
So I think he just realized that if he continued to play that role of and I think the mom too knew that he was pretending, because if you remember when they went to that police station, when they were asking him questions, the mom looked at him. Yeah, the mom looked at him. Not when they were asking him that was he the one that killed the lady. The mom looked at him, and I think the mom could see that
this guy's eyes were different.
Yes,
because when he was in that state, he had this vacant look.
Yes,
but by the time he came back to himself, he had this very sharp look.
But immediately he was just like, "Oh mom,"
and then he went back
and
again.
then the mom was like,
it was when they got home. She now said, "So when were you planning
to tell me?" So
it's true. And then there's also I think the last theme for me, and there was the theme of love. We've talked about selfishness or self-centeredness. I think there was a theme of perseverance.
On the mom's part.
Oh, that woman, she went through hell.
Oh my goodness.
And the fact that she continued to to build her pig farm.
Yes,
they would burn it down, she will build it up. They will burn it down, she will build it up, and she will move, she will build it up. That was the spirit she imbibed into the boy.
Son, yes.
And the boy, we could see it in his life as he grew up to be that persecutor that he was, you know. So I think perseverance was another thing. Then there was the part that really struck me. I don't know why they had to kill the mom's character.
I think it's just sad. Maybe for
because I cried. It's dramatic.
Oh my gosh,
It was sad because I cried. For me, I felt like maybe they should have. Was it for the emotional trauma? It was traumatic.
Yeah.
It was traumatic. I cried. I remembered when the mom knew she was dying and she would teach him how to bow during her funeral.
God.
And she would say, cry like this. I go.
The scene when the doctor told her that she's sick. Oh God.
That the series itself actually just pulled on, heartstrings.
And the mom's character and the boy's character, there were some scenes that they had together when they were both crying.
Yes, it was believable. I would think that beyond acting, maybe when they stopped rolling, if we will see behind the scenes, I'm thinking that they will keep crying.
Yeah, because
it wasn't that they were just
something they brought from the deep
inside.
It
was a nice. I think that overall, every character, whether they were good or bad in it, in terms of their representation of what they were acting, I think that they gave their very best. In terms of giving emotions, it was top notch for me. Where you had the comic relief. Comic relief was the friend. The friend that was always stealing. I don't even understand how that guy will continue to steal. And that's exactly what his character, the character is portraying in Uncanny Encounter. Is also the comic relief in all the seriousness we see in that series. Is also the comic relief.
So the parts where Mijo, Mijo has 2 children, twins.
Yeah,
and I don't think I was surprised to see that they were Kang-ho's kids. I wasn't surprised from the very beginning. The first time Mijo saw them with him was
the way she was alarmed,
the way they were chasing one kid, and the way he held the children and was that look on her face. When I saw the look, I was like,
something was going on.
He's the father to those kids. I was sure of it. And then they kept going on about her being married to somebody that is abroad and wanting so many stories.
They were trying to confuse us. But if you're someone that would always watch K-drama,
you would know that something
was totally between the girl's reaction each time
she sees the kids with the guy. She just
take them away, lock the gate. The way she was trying to prevent him access from gaining access to the children. The children were a source of, how will I put it now?
Reminder of their relationship, I guess.
Yes. And even though her mom at first was totally against it, the village idiot is the person that she did say it now. The guy he had the IQ of a 6-year-old, and those children were even smarter than him. They were. So if I was to be in the girl's mother's shoes, perhaps I would react in the same way. But we saw the opposite when it came to the boy's mom accepting the grandchildren. She was excited. Of course, she was excited. It was like the heavens opened and her fortune turned, because she would always tell herself that I have bad. How does she used to say it now? That my fortune is bad or something, or the heavens are punishing me for the way I treated my son when he was growing up. And she felt like the boy's accident was a direct punishment from the heavens.
Maybe they went through a lot though. But
I liked how it ended.
Yeah, she died, but she died happy. She died knowing that her son was set. Yeah. He had someone he could marry. He had kids. And all she ever wanted was her son to have a normal life as a prosecutor, or as somebody running her farm. Have a wife, have kids, just a level happy life. That's what she wanted for her son. And before she died, that's what the son got. So
exactly,
she died happy, smiling. After the song sang to her, if you can remember.
Yes. So she said, "Sing to me in the morning." It was in the morning, or maybe late at night.
And that's how she just.
And the funny thing was that it was like a premonition. Her ringtone was always about happiness. Something I can remember it. Even during her funeral, when the boy was crying, I go, and everybody, they were all, her phone rang. I don't know who called, and then the ringtone was singing, and we could see the translation. It was like "be happy" or something. So it was like she was speaking to him, from beyond,
and he just started laughing because it's something his mom would do.
They turned the funeral into something that was joyful, and she was telling him that, "Son, you have tried and you have accomplished everything that I wanted you to accomplish." Okay, so let's rate it.
Okay.
So what do you think?
So for me, I would rate The Good Bad Mother a 9.5. Yes, but what am I removing that 0.5 for? I don't know.
No, for me, it was solid. I would give it a 9 because it started out a bit slow.
Not for me. Maybe because me personally, I like slow dramas.
It was a bit,
not all, but
it was a bit slow, and then it picked up. It was a bit slow, and then there were some other things that were a bit repetitive. They would repeat some things, and then there were some scenes.
There's some scenes like the scenes with the townspeople.
they were too repetitive.
Yes.
And then some of the monologues we got, some of the dialogues that were going on, and that's why I'm giving it a 9. But if you're looking for a solid story, a story that has depth, a story that has emotions and solid characters, I think you should see The Good Bad Mother.
And if after you've watched The Good Bad Mother, you are still in that vibe and you want to see more dramas like it, I can recommend Our Blues, Hometown Cha-Cha-Cha,
Hometown Cha-Cha-Cha. Oh my god!
And
another lovely
A Small Village. Once Upon 1 minute. Please continue. I want to check the name of that drama.
Okay, so those ones are in the same category.
Yes, like Once Upon a Small Town. Yes. So Once Upon a Small Town is on Netflix. Our Blues is on Netflix. Hometown Cha-Cha-Cha is on Netflix. If you do not want to use a Netflix,
you can use High TV.
Yes, there's an app.
It's on High TV.
Yes, there's an app on the Play Store, both Google Play Store and iPhone Play Store. I don't know. Is that what they call their Play Store? I don't know. So yeah, you can check for High TV. Thank you so much for joining us today and watching our video. We hope to see you again next week. I think we should make a pledge to post at least 1 video per week. I think it's something we can do. It's tedious, but we can make the effort, and post 1 video per week.
Okay.
So thank you so much for watching the channel. I hope to see you. Have a wonderful.
You can follow her.
Oh yes, you can follow my. Okay, I have a page for K-drama reviews and clips, and it's The Drama Diary Ninja on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, on TikTok, and on Threads. The Drama Diary Ninja. And you can follow my personal accounts on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Threads. We have so much on TikTok. Gloria. I will make sure to link them in the description of this video. You can follow my sister. She's more into social media. No, I'm boring in terms of that. So she has more. My goodness!
So please follow her. Please follow her. If you enjoy K-dramas and you enjoy watching all the reviews and you enjoy clips, she's very good. She's outstanding in it. She is. So please follow her.
Thank you. All right, we'll see you later. Annyeonghaseyo.
Bye.